welcome to my channel. Okay, what's the word? Um, Apologies for video quality background at the moment because I've been meaning to do this video for a while now and just been pushing it, you know, for one or two reasons, and I felt like just let's just do this because I've wanted to share this for a while. So, in the month of September, I, got to study a little more about the life of Abraham, Abraham in the Bible, and Bible calls him the father of faith. And there's a popular song that I would like to sing. Abraham's lessons are mine. I'm blessed in the morning, I'm blessed in the evening, and all of that. So Abraham was one great man in the Bible that you could connect with him on so many levels. And this time around, what drew my attention to Abraham's story was his perseverance. If you deep into Abraham's story, Abraham was somebody that grew up from a family where they worship idols, and Abraham found God. When he was going to in search of idols, he wanted to I don't know how best to capture this, but he was in search of his foreign gods, and in the process, God found him because he saw that his heart was pure, but he was just ignorant of that there's one true God. And Abraham found God, and that same zealousness that he showed when he was serving idols, he diverted that love wholeheartedly for God. And we see his journey from him being it was just Abraham was one person that did so many crazy things in the Bible that sometimes we just read past and we take them with levity. But there's so many um dynamic things that he did in the course of his life. The very first was God telling him, pack your bags, take your wife, and move to a place that I will show you. God did not say, pack your bag, leave your father's house, and you're going to Canada. That's not what God said. To a place that will show you, meaning that the location will be revealed as you move. So imagine you were telling your family that, oh, so okay, so I'm going, I'm traveling. So where are you going to? You, I like my question I first asked myself is what would he have even told his family members that where was he really going to? What would he have said to them when they were asking? And Bible says he carried lots because it was his brother's son and he was dear to him. So Lot was supposed to be in a picture, but Abraham carried him along. And long story short, we all know he landed in Canaan. And one thing that the Bible never really captured was how long Abraham sojourned for. At least to the best of my knowledge. I don't know. Please, if you're watching this and you can kindly comment in the comment section. But I don't think I've come across, where the Bible stated that, Abraham sojourned till he got to Canaan for 10 years. I don't think it was specified. But if you know, please, with biblical reference, kindly, you know, um, say it on the comment section. So Abraham got to Canaan, and God had blessed him so much so that, the king of that place, had to reckon with Abraham. Abraham was an influential man. So there was nothing that was happening in that town. Abraham will be invited. The king will seek to see Abraham or probably his presence. So even people were found it fortunate to serve as servants or slaves in Abraham's. If you were an Abraham slave, you are like, oh, you don't blow. Was that good then? And that's just one of it. But one thing that caught my attention. This just came. I didn't plan this one. This one just came. I guess the Holy Spirit made me hop through this route. But where I was actually heading to was him waiting for 25 whole years. I'm not saying one. I'm not saying two. to in 5 whole years. Like how? And every time God kept on assuring him, I'll keep my word, I'll keep my word. And sincerely, I don't blame Sarah for getting tired at some point because at the end of the day, she's human now. Like God said, first year past 2. I'm not, and you know, women naturally we have this biological clock thing. We can't produce for the rest of our lives. I think men have that leverage to be able to do that, but women don't. So you could imagine, her being anxious to the fact that she has to tell Abraham, "Will you sleep with my handmaiden? I don't want you not to have a child." All in the name of, "Oh, you're waiting for me," and all of that. But Abraham never dwindled. The only reason why Abraham obliged was because of his love for Sarah. But if not for that, Abraham was ready to go 25 years without having to, look at any other woman for a child, waiting that God was going to give him through his wife Sarah. And it just makes me wonder that it just shows Abraham's relationship with God. And for every time God felt like, okay, maybe my son is in doubt, or probably he's thinking maybe I can't do it, and God will tell him, oh, count the stars, count the seas, count this, count that, just as you have counted, that's how your seed will be. God kept on reassuring me. And for me, I think one of the things, I don't know, but this is just my own opinion. I'm not saying that is all encompassing. One of the things I see also is the fact that, for Abraham to see that God took me from my father's house with just the clothes in my bag and this one or two things that I carry from my father's house. And now I'm one of the most influential men in a strange land. If God could take me from zero to the mountaintop, then is he a child that he can't give me? So Abraham had seen in his life that God is faithful. So yes, the child had not come, but I can see the faithfulness of God is speaking for itself all around me. So if God can bless me, is he a child I will not give him? And after 25 whole years, we know the story, God kept his word. Now, as if that was not enough, after some years, God came again and said, Abraham, the son who you love, sacrifice him unto me. And you just see Abraham exhibiting so much wisdom. And it just teaches me that sometimes you get a word from God, you don't need to tell anybody about it. Because there's some people that will talk you out of God's plan and purpose for your life. Abraham knew there and then, after I got word from God, if I tell my wife Sarah about it, somebody that waited 25 years to have this child, there is no Bible that we quote, there is nothing that will say that she will agree. So it therefore means my telling her will make me not fulfill the instruction that God had given me. So Abraham was very deliberate. And he was earnest in ensuring that he obeyed. So God had told him the word. He was quick to obey and start the process. Oh, let's head to this place, head to this direction. He was quick. So sometimes God gives us a word and we take so much time to act. And the process of taking so much time to act, you unconsciously talk yourself out of doing it. And the next thing you go with, God we understand. Abraham understood his relationship with God. He understood the need to be prompt, and he was prompt about it. And he was prompt about it, and he knew that he needed to move. He needed to move quickly so that he does not talk himself out of it. He does not remember how it took him 25 years to have that child and how he had waited and all the trauma, the emotional trauma that he had to get through just to get that child. And Abraham, I just have this belief that, Abraham understood that God gave me this child after 25 years. When, when logically it was impossible for me to have a child, and God gave me this child. So therefore, if God can give me this child when men said it was impossible, then he has the ability to give me another one or even raise this one back to life. And I feel like Abraham rested in his relationship with God. There's a point you will get where in your relationship with God where you just know that this God is too faithful to fail. So it doesn't make sense now. It will make sense. I don't understand what's going on now. I will understand. It's just a matter of time. And I think that was where Abraham found himself because he had understood his work and his relationship with God so much so that he knew God was too faithful to fail. And even though it looked impossible for man, it was impossible. It was impossible. It was possible for God, and so he rested in that. The Bible never recorded it, but I'm sure that probably after the whole scenario, after Abraham wanted to kill the child, and the end of God stopped him, and just like he prophesied and he was telling his son all through the dream that God will give himself a lamb, God gave himself a lamb. And I believe that after he got back, there's some things you do, and probably for those that are married, you don't tell your spouse about it because you don't know how he or she might react to you doing that thing, and so you do it, and if it goes well, that's when I say, do you know, this thing happened. That's when you now talk about it because it went well. When it doesn't go well, you're likely not to say anything about it. Or you're likely to see talk about it and you guys just have a good laugh about it. But I believe after this whole scenario, probably that was when Abraham left to say, do you know that something happened? So I was, this man, you want to kill me? But I'm almost so sure if Abraham, I don't know how, I just believe they had a very good rapport because for Abraham to tell Sarah, you're my sister, in a strange land, and Sarah plays the part, twice. It shows that they had a good understanding, in terms of husband and wife, where they understood themselves and each other. They were willing to compromise for each other when it mattered. So I won't believe that Abraham must have told Sarah about it. You know. But who knows whether he did it? But the key point I'm trying to say is get sometimes God tells you to do something. Gets to that point. Sometimes you might not need to tell anybody. It's just between you and God and you doing it at that point in time. Because sometimes in process of telling people, it's not that they don't love you or they don't want the best for you. Their advice, they're actually saying it out of a place of love, of concern, that don't do this thing or why not do it like this? But that's not what God has said. And that's why it's not everything that God tells you that you will tell somebody. So things are specifically meant for you. For me, I would say, in my own best understanding, the best time you tell somebody about it is if you know that you would require somebody to be able to, like another person or somebody being involved before you can achieve what you want to achieve. But if you can do it on your own effortlessly, then please, as much as possible, please, as much as well, especially when they are delicate issues, just like the way Abraham's own was very delicate. Abraham understood the delicacy of his instruction. So he knew this kind of matter, if I tell somebody, this one I'm doing strong man, they will talk me out of it. They will give me a million and one reasons. And before you know, I'm like, and it's true. And it's true. And you say, God, please forgive me. You understand. The Bible says obedience is better than sacrifice. And so this is what these are my this is me sharing my study time with you or in the life of Abraham. There's so many other things to learn, but the part that I'm being led to talk about or discuss. So let's learn. It's Abraham is more. There's more to Abraham's story than Abraham's blessings are mine. Grateful for the blessings of Abraham because each and every one of us are still a particle of that blessing. But very importantly, watch his life, his relationship with God, and those things that helped him to persevere in the moment of waiting for that thing he was trusting God for 25 years. And even after that, God testing his faith and seeing that, yes, truly, this my son. understands my relationship with Him and is willing to go all the way? Are you willing to go all the way with God? Or are you just loving on God because all seems to be working well? Everything is working well. That business is working well. That job, you are moving at an incredible career pace. Is it because all is all rosy? Can you, like Uzziah, say that if the fig tree will not blossom, I will yet praise God? These are the questions we need to ask ourselves. So, with that said, this is me signing out. Um, I hope you learned something new from my study time in the life of Abraham. Till I come your way next time, I still remain Love Bembo. Kindly like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Thank you. Bye.